and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another very special event, the TrainWorld virtual Facebook Live. And today we have a very special guest, and he was just actually on recently, but we are going to be expanding because we have a very special announcement and to discuss and topic, and we're very excited. We have Alex from Kato, USA. How you doing, Alex?
Good. How you doing, Ken?
All right, and thank you very much for coming on our virtual episode series. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So we're excited to have you back, and you actually announced on that day a very special announcement: the New York Central 20th Century Limited Edition.
So that's what we're here to talk about today. Appreciate you having me back on again. Yeah, it's been much anticipated. Much in the industry that have known about it, modelers and whatnot have been anticipating this. So we're very, very happy that's finally come. We finally get to talk about it in all its glory here.
Yeah, and that's great because we actually, after you announced it, we just added it online to our website, and people are going berserk over this. I mean, they're placing their pre-orders. It's a awesome name train set. So how did you first come about this?
Yeah, so initially we were trying to think about our new name train set, and there was a lot of we weren't exactly sure what we wanted to do yet. We knew that we were going to be eventually coming out with a rerun of the Broadway Limited set, which we still have available for the for Pennsylvania. So the idea came up to do a 20th century, and we figured since we had already told an early 1950s version of the Broadway Limited set, we would do an early, like late 40s, early 50s version of the 20th Century Limited. And we did a poll. We asked every modeler that we could on our website, through our social media platforms, what train they were looking for. We had the 20th Century on there with the E7s and whatnot, and it just blew everybody else away. So, wow. And to be honest, there was no other option. We feel like that was the best one to choose.
Yeah, and that's interesting because right now on Facebook, we're getting hellos from Houston, Texas, Pennsylvania, all different states and parts of the country, and frankly, all over the world. But they really seem to hone in on New York Central, which, is right in our backyard. New York.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it was, no matter what part of the country we went to, whether we were in your backyard or in Chicago here, or whether we went out west, the 20th Century came up quite a bit. So we were very excited to have that train now in our lineup.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a home run. The pre-orders are already kicking in. So we're very excited to have to be able to take pre-orders on it, and excited for the actual product. Now, something that we wanted to share with our consumers, and you were able to send this over to me, so I appreciate it. I'm just going to share my screen because you sent me some pictures, and we're going to open that up in a second, and hopefully you guys could see, but this is kind of what the layout is going to be of. And Alex, if you could see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. So this is what the contest is going to be, correct?
Yeah. So initially, what we're looking at right now is we're going to have two, we'll go just from left to right, we're going to have two E7A units. They're going to be individually sold. And this is kind of the contest that we're looking at. So you have the two E7s, those are the item numbers for it. You're going to have an initial 9-car set. It's kind of lined up on there so that you see which cars are going to be in each set. Okay, wow. So the item number down there is listed. And then we're also going to have a 4-car add-on set. And again, the line there showing those cars that will be in that contest. So in total, it's going to be a 13-car contest with 2 E7As.
Okay. So in order to get a full set there, and I'm sure everybody's going to want the set with the works. So,
I lost you, Ken. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I got you.
Okay. So everybody's going to want the set with the full works. So they're going to want the AAs. So that's the 106-0400. So that's 2 A's in one product number, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So then for the 9-car set, you're going to go for second product number, which is the 106-100, and the 4-car set, if you want the full, with the works, it's 106-7130. Now, I actually think it's great that Kato actually does this, because if you have a small layout or have limited room, you could just get a 4-car set. But if you want the full train, you have the option. So you kind of open it up to everybody for this.
Yeah, and a lot of times you do get a lot of modelers that do buy the whole set, as you said. I mean, there's really no reason not to in that sense. If you want the full 20th century train, or at least our version of it, that's definitely a good way to get. But yeah, I mean, if you're people on a budget and you just want to get maybe just a few cars, especially like the observation car is going to be in the main cars. That's kind of like that signature car that's going to be in there.
Right.
You can at least just get the 10-car set. You can also just get the 4-car add-on, as you said. That's a nice comparable price. Or honestly, if you're just looking just for locomotives, those are available to you separately as well. So
right.
It's great buying options for the consumer.
Yeah, and we're gonna start taking a look at some of these cars. This is your artwork, and I mean, this is nice stuff.
Yeah, so that's the Club Lounge car. That's the Lakeshore. I mean, as you can see, again, these are all newly tooled cars. So, I mean, we're very excited to have these out. The detail is going to be great on them. As you can see, again, it's hard to really tell specifically. This is just concept art of it. But it's looking great so far. And you can see some of the 3D renderings of it as well here. Undecorated.
So now these 3D artwork, this is what your company or a manufacturer has to kind of create first in order to create the product? Essentially,
yeah. We create a blueprint for each product. Cool. Then we submit it to Japan. They kind of have a rundown of how it's going to look and what tooling they'll need to use for it. So it's pretty individualized, and then they'll come back with us with counters and everything, and then we just kind of figure out the best route to go. So essentially, once we have the final way that they're going to do it, then we come up with these 3D renderings for not only for them but for us to use for consumers, so that you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like.
I mean, this is a lot of work that goes into manufacturing trains. I mean, it's kind of like building a home. You start out with the blueprints.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize a lot of the background work that goes into it. And as you can see, this is done. We have a guy here, Mike, who you've probably seen at shows, or that does some of our tech videos. He does a lot of these 3D renderings, and it takes a lot of time, and he does really good work on it. But there's a lot of the stuff that has to be done way before we even get everything finalized with the product.
Right.
So it's quite a bit of work.
There's a Pullman car, George Washington Bridge.
Yep, this is the 442 Sleeper. So pretty unique names to these as well.
Yeah. Another CAD drawing. Port of Boston. Interesting.
Yep, very cool. Yep, that's our 12-bedroom sleeper. Powder River. That's another 10-6 sleeper.
Drawing. Let's go back the other way. 401.
Yep, that's dining car.
Now this is
yeah, go ahead.
This is the new engine that you guys are going to come out with.
Yeah, and this is kind of a quick look at the E7 locomotive that you see here. All new body shell.
Wow.
It's really cool looking. It opens up a lot of doors, especially for us in the future, for future E7 runs. Obviously, more specifically with the New York Central.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of modelers very excited about this locomotive coming out.
Yeah, it's funny because you're already getting a lot of requests right now what to make in the future.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm sure everybody's going to comment on that.
That's okay. But no, I mean, as you can see, the demand's there. And, this is after a lot of discussion with a lot of modelers at shows. If we went with the C7, what different paint schemes we can do with it other than just New York Central.
Right.
There was quite a bit of research that had to go into this. Usually it's a year of planning before we even figure out, what to specifically do with the project. So it takes a lot of time.
I mean, it already looks nice in the drawing. I could only imagine. And I'm sure that all the customers out there can expect, nothing but the highest quality as they're usually accustomed to, getting from you guys. So I believe this is going to be a home run, but that's awesome that you guys are already thinking forward of different road names and, different kind of opening doors that this mold kind of offers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, versatility is key when it comes to this industry too. So, as much as you can use,
Yeah.
that's essential. I think one of the slides too next gives you kind of a concept art. Yeah, so
Oh
that'll give
wow.
you kind of a
Yeah.
so that'll give you a look of the locomotive. It kind of adds a lot more light to it,
Yeah.
with the paint and all that. It's very, very cool, very sleek.
Now this has never been done before, right? For you
No,
guys.
this is all new tooling for us. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
These 7s are all new tooling. In the past,
Beautiful.
we have done New York Central smooth side cars, but they were not prototypical of a 20th century.
Right.
So this is a pure 20th century train.
It's funny because you get a lot of people who, say, oh, these manufacturers aren't making anything new. It's all the same stuff. This is brand new tooling, exciting, hot. So don't let Alex down. Make sure you pre-order it. And we already got a couple of people asking for the item numbers because they're trying to find it to take pre-orders on our site. So I'll just double confirm. So the engine number is 106-0400, the 4-car add-on 106-7130, and the 9-car is 106-100. We are taking pre-orders online right now. Alex actually announced it on our show 2 or 3 weeks ago, so we've been working hard to get all these pictures and all the information up and running. And I mean, this is a awesome looking engine. This is going to be really
very
neat.
Cool. It is very, very cool. Yeah.
Now on the AA, are they both powered, or is it a powered and a dummy?
They're all powered. All the locomotives that Kato makes are all powered. Yep.
Okay, so you're getting a AA both powered, really sleek looking engine, and this is new tooling from Kato. So you guys, if you're into N-scale trains, this is a must-have. And people are already asking for different paint schemes and all that fun stuff. So.
Yeah. One picture too, Ken, if you want to kind of fast forward here, there is one of the signature cars that you and I talked about a little earlier that we have not only 3D renderings for, but also a painted 3D rendering. Yeah, the observation cars you hear with the big windows. Yeah.
Wow.
This is another car that, when we talked to modelers and we talked about the 20th century, this is the car that they wanted, and this was the set that matched it perfectly. So we're very not only excited just to have the whole setup, but just to have this observation car in the set. I mean, just look at it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
That's very sleek. And that's going to have that 20th century nameplate on the end?
You betcha. And that's going to illuminate that blue color. It's going to be phenomenal.
Wow. Very nice. It's funny, I believe the 2-car locomotive set, the item number, I'm not sure if we have it wrong or the picture, but we have it on our website as 0440 right now. I'm going to double check and make sure
it could be very well. The item are 0440, so could just be the actual picture that we have on there had the wrong. It does have the wrong item number on it. So
okay. So
is the correct price.
All right, and thank you guys. You guys are sharp eagles out there. You already know what's going on. So I didn't even catch that. So I appreciate you guys updating us on the number. Good eye out there. So we appreciate that.
Yep.
And Alex, a good question from Steve. Can they be operated back to back? And that's a yes. Oh, wait, who's in the background right there?
Hi.
Jupe! Photobomb! How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
All right, not too bad. Are you excited about your new announcement?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a masterpiece. So.
Yeah, very nice. You guys make good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And this is very special, like a special New York item.
Yeah.
So you excited that?
We're very excited to sell. Whenever it's something in our area, we double the excitement.
Good to know. Yeah.
You're like Vanna White with the holding the Kato sign.
Thank you for always supporting. Yeah, for your support. Yeah, always.
It's easy when you guys make such good products.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yep.
See you later.
He's
Now,
like one of those Price is Right models that just comes through and
that's right. Holds up the sign and
Yeah.
right in the background,
Yeah.
intermission. And now for this style train, did you have options of making the older version or the
So yeah, in terms of exact prototypical relevancy to both, I'd have to double check. I know like this car, like this tail end car was just specifically for the later versions of the 20th century, and especially the E7s
right?
were for the later. Early like 1938 version, early 40s would have been the Steam with the Dreyfuss Hudson. I'm sure there's some overlap, but overall, if we were to do an earlier version of the 20th century, it'd have to be all new tooling, especially for the Hudson, which would take probably a year of planning and a year of tooling production. So,
Right. And Tom has an interesting question. I'm not sure if you need the tech on this, but the marker lights, would that be?
I believe as of now, I'd have to double check. I believe as of now, they are going to be operational, at least to have them illuminated.
Okay. All right.
I'll have to double check that, but as of now, I believe they are still going to be illuminated. So
Yeah, we'll double check on that. So
Yeah.
we'll confirm that a little later on. And now since you have an E7, is it possible to do similar kinds of engines down the road?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So like E8s or E9s or
Yeah, I mean, and again, the versatility of our E units are, we
Gotcha.
could definitely do E units of those, E8s of those, and specifically, we mentioned before where modelers want different versions of the E7s.
wow.
That's entirely, that's what we're looking to do as well in the future. So.
Yep. And Freddie has a question. Can Kato car sets run on DCC right? So if you're talking about the rolling stock, yes, there's no problem. The rolling stock, the passenger car sets will have no problem running on DCC. So you're set on that, Freddie. Good question. And man, I'm excited. I think this engine, and look at that car on the screen. Just beautiful, and I think that decaling is going to be really nice.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
Now, how do you get that decal? I mean, that's got to be tiny for N scale, but you guys make it so crisp.
Japan is just so crisp with how they do their detailing on the cars.
Right.
No, it's gonna be. I mean, it'll be small. I mean, you'll be able to see it. But the way that they do their detail, even when we look at the Broadway Limited sets or Southern Pacific Daylight, California Zephyr, all of those tail signs are one of the signature features on the tail cars, on the observation cars. So it's gonna be very nice to be able to see how they incorporate that on there. They're very crisp in their detailing, so I don't doubt that's gonna look gorgeous.
Yeah. Now, this exact car, this is going to be included in the 9-car set.
Correct.
Okay. So you'll probably want to get everything.
Yeah.
Just to have all your bases covered. But just really nice artwork. And,
and there's a side view of it. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
With the two-tone gray and how kind of streaks down. It's very cool. Yeah.
Very nice. I think that's different than the other cars. The other cars were solid stripe through.
Yeah, they would all be solid stripe, and then as you can see, like in the beginning, you have the stripe kind of curving up, then going all the way through to the end car when it's trailing down, kind of like a lightning bolt almost type of a look.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're making a lighted version as well, but if somebody has a non-lighted version, can they upgrade to the lighted afterwards? Okay, great.
Yeah, so we have lighting kits that are compatible with the set. So if modelers just want to have just the base set and later on they want to convert the cars or just a few of the cars to lighting, they're very able to do so.
Perfect. Very cool. And that's
and
really
this is this is the other car I wanted to tell you about, at least have a show. This is the 3D rendering and painted version of the RPO. Again, this car looks great too. This is actually probably one of my more favorite cars too. It's kind of neat to see a car that's very, it's in the front. This was a post office back in the day. This is how people get their mail out there. And, this is a very cool look at how this model is going to look like.
Yeah, that's neat. That looks sharp. And quite honestly, I think these baggage cars, post office cars, it's a little unique, different than a regular just, sleeper or regular car. So it's interesting.
Especially on models like this, and especially like the B70Ms on the Broadway Limited sets. Those are very specific cars, and a lot of modelers like those. So wouldn't be surprised if your modelers like to have this car just, in their fleet, just, on their own. So it's very cool.
Yeah. Now we are getting a lot of questions, and one
We
of
do
them, one of them, I guess, is now that you're coming out in N scale, is it possible down the road to have it in HO?
At this point, we don't have any plans to,
Okay.
just because of the expense of it.
Right.
That's
But-
primarily, honestly, the point, because the expense of it would be very big. So
But-
as of right now, we're not looking to do an HO version.
But if you guys do such a great job in N scale, and this goes over well, you never know.
Never say never. Never say never. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Now, so these cars, you just announced it a couple of weeks ago. Steve had a great question. When do you expect them to actually be shipped, or I guess be kind of produced?
Sure. So right now, the announcement does say late 2020. Right now,
Okay.
we're looking at around a space date of October, late October.
Okay.
So the very beginning of November, just before Thanksgiving, we should have these out.
All right. So hopefully before Christmas time.
Yes, it'll definitely be before. Yeah, it'll be a pre-Christmas release. So
just
it'll
in
be
time for Christmas.
perfect time. Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Very cool. And people are already asking if you could reissue the PAs to go with it, the New York Central PAs. So this is definitely stemming a lot of different.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely opens the door for many possibilities, ones that we had in the past, or especially, again, as we talked about doing new runs of these types of tools. I mean, it really opens up the door quite a bit.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And let's see if there's any other pictures. That's another
Side view of
rendering.
it, yeah.
Side view. Very nice. And all the couplers will be the same as you usually use. And,
the same couplers, yeah.
Gotcha.
Same couplers.
Very nice. Beautiful. Yeah. Gorgeous set. And hopefully these pictures kind of bring a little life into the sets that you guys will be ordering. And
and as you kind of mentioned, Ken, so the set is going to be released. Obviously, we always do an analog version. So the locomotives and the cars that you have will come without lights. You'll also be able just to get them just pure analog, just with the motor in there. For modelers that want to have DCC and sound, we are going to have that offered with Digitrax DCC and also eIssue Loc Sound. Like we've always done before. eIssue's always been a great, great addition to our sets. And for the both the add-on and the base sets, we're going to have available for people that want them interior lighting pre-installed in them. So again, as you said, if you're just looking just to get the base set, maybe add lights later, you have that ability. Or if you just want to go all out, have sound and lights already installed in them, you are able to purchase those.
Yeah, very, very nice stuff. Gorgeous looking set.
Yep.
And I assume these will do very, very well. And again, for you guys who are just popping on, this is an N scale item. So it's going to run on N scale.
Right. So.
Robert, rumor has it, N scale Big Boy is coming next year by Kato. Any truth?
It is. No, there is truth. It is being worked on. There is no anticipated release date yet. So next year is maybe. So
very
yes,
cool.
We are currently developing a Big Boy. Yes.
Interesting.
As for the delivery date, no idea.
That will be insane. I mean, people love your product, and for N scale, they'll have to have a Kato version of the Big Boy.
Yes, and that will be just an N scale. So.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miguel's saying, please let it be true. Please let it be true.
Yes, it is true.
Very cool.
Yeah. No, there is nothing official on that yet, unfortunately. So.
Yep. But you guys have a lot of cool product up your sleeve. I mean, this is amazing. People are freaking out over that a little tidbit too. So this is great. Very cool. Very cool.
One feature that we didn't mention that I don't know if we have a picture of it exactly yet, but in the actual set, in each of our sets, we always have a re-railer piece of material that's in there. So for people that don't have that capability of putting the car on the track efficiently, you have the re-railer basically just slides on. So typically it's just a standard, like a light blue, like a robin's egg blue color.
Right.
So one feature that we're going to have in the set is going to be included in every single base set that we sell. It's going to be a special painted re-railer. It's going to have that red carpet. If you noticed in a lot of the 20th century pictures where you have that observation car back there, it's in New York, you always have, you know, how they roll out the red carpet for all the passengers coming on. So that's going to be specially painted with that red carpet look. So that's one of the cool features. We're very excited to have that one on there too. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a cool feature that, you know, it adds value to the set.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not just a regular set. Now you're getting a special limited edition, and you know, even though it's a re-railer, you know, it's a limited edition. It goes with the set.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Interesting.
Yeah, it's only available in the set. So yeah, so we're very excited for. Hopefully, people understand. You know, like when people rolled out the red carpet for this set, you know, they'll be able to imitate that as well. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, and that actual happened. So that's pretty neat. That you guys are doing that. So that's awesome. I mean, I think this set is going to really go great. It already has. Now, what else do you have coming out? You wanted to mention some other products as well.
So just a couple of things. You know, the last time we were on, Ken, we talked about some of the Maxi 4s that we came out with, and TTX, and also the Pacer. So we do have coming out this month the BNSF versions. Again, this is another pretty popular set that's been anticipated. We have the BNSF swoosh, which I have here. We also have the old BNSF Ashton Topeka Santa Fe Cross that's going to be out with it as well. These have also been very highly anticipated, so we're happy to have these back.
And that's an HO.
Yeah, this is an HO. Yes.
Right. Very
so,
cool.
Again, as I mentioned in the prior sets, you know, these are compatible with our 53-foot well cars as well as other manufacturers' well cars, not only just 53-foot. So if you have other containers. So if you have other containers that you have on your fleet that you want to add to this, you're welcome to do it. But these are going to be available at the end of this month.
Very cool. And we actually just got some similar cars in from you guys in HO scale, and they always do very, very well. So a lot of people love your HO product. And what's amazing is that we actually just started carrying your HO track maybe a couple of years ago, and it's crazy the amount of people that order your HO track. I mean, you guys are mostly known for N scale track when we first started, but now the HO track sells just as well as the N scale track.
Yeah.
It's amazing because
it's expanded pretty well. Absolutely.
The colors are beautiful. It looks realistic. It's not like a toy. It's and it's very easy to put together. I think that's kind of the attraction with the Unitrack is it's very easy to put together. The joiners are solid, the connection's solid once you have it in there. I mean, I have kids put it together at shows. You know, just when parents ask, what's the reliability of this track? And I just give it to a 2-year-old kid, 3-year-old kid, and they put it together with no problem. And you almost see the parents struggling to put it together. Yep. I mean, if the kid can do it, anybody can put this track together. It's really very, very versatile. We've seen a lot of people, not only just in N scale, but as you said, in HO, really switch to it. And I've seen a lot of happy faces with this track. Yeah, and I will say you guys also have invested a lot of tooling in different tracks. It's not just like one curved track and one straight track. You guys offer a huge variety of different degrees, radiuses, all different sections. So that's pretty cool.
So in N scale and in both HO, we have like super elevated. We have number 4 and number 6 switches in N scale and HO. Primarily in N scale, we have like the double crossovers, the Y crossovers. There's quite a bit of selection out there.
Now, for the going back, sorry to keep on doing this, but going back to the New York Central set in N scale, do you know what radius those will run on offhand?
In Japan, a lot of the cars are tested on 11-inch radius curves.
11 inches. Okay,
so
great.
I'd probably recommend that. If you want to go 9, you could probably squeeze it on there.
Right.
That's probably the bare minimum. I'd probably stick with an 11-inch radius.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Good question, guys.
Yep.
Very nice. And so HO and anything else that you want to...
the only last thing I mentioned, this is primarily for a lot of the Chicago fans here, but we do have a re-release of the Chicago Metra MP36 bi-level commuter cars. These are very popular. We have these for like Santa Fe and Union Pacific Freight Starter series sets. They're very popular. These have been out for a very, very long time. We're looking forward to having these back. For those that are in Chicago that know the Chicago area pretty well, we also do have a Schaumburg station for those that don't know Schaumburg. Or you wouldn't know Schaumburg, but if you're just looking for just a regular station to put on your layout, this is actually a very cool set. It's a kit, so you do have to put it together, but it doesn't take a whole lot of time. There's a little bit of assembly required, but if you're looking for just a really cool station to put on there, and for those of you that are in the Chicagoland area, this is a pretty well-known station. So we're looking forward to having these back, and this is an N scale.
Very cool. And Alex, actually, Cameron on here has actually a really good idea for you guys, and I know it's always everybody says, "Oh, can you make this? Can you make this?" And it's just so many opinions and people wanting to make, but CSX has a first responders and a police unit for the ES-44. So just a possibility, if you guys want to make that, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And some other manufacturers in other scales are making it. No one's done it in N scale. So I think Cameron was spot on.
Always an opportunity. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So good. Good job from the crowd out there. A lot of good questions, good opinions, and good thoughts. So we appreciate that. And what's good about Alex too, he'll also take a look back at your questions and your feedback on this thread, and possibly entertain it down the road or answer your questions. So we appreciate Alex for that. So don't feel if we haven't answered your question, it's going to go unnoticed. We will take a look at it. And Tim already ordered. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
That's it. And not sure the MSRP on the new P42 and HO scale. I'm not sure if Alex knows that offhand.
So the retail price on the HO P42, he said correctly?
Yeah, HO P42.
Yeah, so it's to be a 198. That's the retail price, okay. 198.
Gotcha. And sorry to keep on throwing this out there, but how about the MSRP on the 20th century items?
So I'll pull it up just to double check.
Yeah.
So for the 9-car set, the base set, the retail price is going to be $315. Okay. So we also mentioned the 4-car add-on set. That's going to be $140. And then also earlier we mentioned the 2 locomotive set, the E7s. That's going to be $230.
Very cool. And again, with Kato, you're getting the premium, smoothest rolling trains you'll ever have in N scale.
Yep, exactly.
And it's amazing. We always say if you want the Cadillac of N scale trains, you got to roll with Kato. So that's our slogan when it comes to selling you guys in retail.
Well, good.
But very cool. And you guys also have some N scale starter sets that you guys are going to re-release. So
yeah, so with some some reissues of the ES-44s, we're going to have those available as well. We have a mixed freight set that we put in there with starter sets. So yeah, those are going to be available too very shortly.
Very cool. And anything else you want to go over, Alex?
I think we covered everything, Ken. Okay. So again, if any modeler has any questions, always feel free to give us a holler. Again, with this coronavirus lockdown, we're still at very, very, very limited office hours. So best to shoot emails or just let us know on our social media site if you have any questions. I manage the Facebook, so feel free to shoot me a message on our Facebook page. Of course, if you want to order yours, order from TrainWorld. So we've had some orders today, so we look forward to serving everybody, and hopefully you guys can get some good orders from these too.
Yeah, awesome. This was a short and sweet segment with an action-packed announcement. Great pictures. Thank you for sharing this with all the train enthusiasts out there, Alex. I'm sure it means a lot to them, and especially since right now it's tough to get out to any retail store, and especially we're in the same boat, and unfortunately we've had to shut down our retail for the time being. Yeah. But I truly believe this is a great way for our loyal patrons and fans out there to see the new great product that's still being rolled out that you guys just announced. This is brand new tooling. So it's great that the industry still hasn't stopped. We're all still rolling. So we appreciate everyone's support, patience, and you know, just really, we've gotten some letters that, you know, just really touches the heart, and we really appreciate everyone out there just being so supportive. So I want to thank everyone out there. And again, we're taking pre-orders on Kato's new announcement, the New York Central 20th Century Limited set. We're taking pre-orders now. Make sure you add to the cart, and we appreciate it. Alex, thank you so much for everything you do there at Kato, and tell everyone out there, peace.
Peace out. Yes, absolutely. No, thank you very much for having me on. I look forward to being on here again. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Take care.